Chop out, family. B King. Get free or die. Heavy is the head to wear the crown. All right. I'm in here studying or whatnot. And I'm in here looking at the sex trade that's going on in Africa. And so I'm looking, and y'all know I be doing the porn industry videos. I say they doing the same thing that they doing in America, they doing it in Africa. You see what I'm saying? So, and I'm looking at different areas. You see what I'm saying? Because earlier I was studying on uh the second video of what we was doing yesterday, and I happened to come across this. I was like, hold on. I started looking and I started bouncing around the different countries in Africa and watching different documentaries, which I'm about to play. One, it ain't long, about 12, 15 minutes or something. And so when we see things like that, we must expose it. You see what I'm saying? Because this is very uh nasty. You see what I'm, this is very not good. You see what I'm saying? See, prostitution go on all over the world. Let me say that first. All over the world, you got Las Vegas, New York, plenty places, where prostitution go on. You see what I'm saying? Though in America, they just call it a escort today. You see what I'm saying? And but I'm looking at these particular, this beach in Mombasa, Kenya. You see what I'm saying? Where they got these tourist areas, and they got these resorts set up. And so these white men and these white peoples is going over there paying for sex or whatnot, like some illegal porn industry type stuff. And I'm looking and I'm like, hold on. Cause so they set a standard, for a black man, but they lower their standard for a white man, even in Africa. See, I'm thinking that that's going, because we know that that's what be going on in the U.S. Don't be fronting now. Don't be fronting. Don't be fronting. That, when black women don't hold, or, white men to the same standard as they hold black men. When, black men, they want the world. But when it's the white man, they, come in humble and, willing to work with whatever he's saying. You see what I'm saying? And they don't have to go through that. And I'm thinking Africa, in Africa, it ain't going to be, and I'm not saying everywhere in Africa, but I'm seeing some hot spots. And I'm going to have to do a couple videos to expose this, man. They got the porn industry going on in Africa, but right now we going to deal with Kenya. And so and I'm going to play it here in a second. I'll be able to touch back in on. You see what I'm saying? Because I got to touch in on this. You see what I'm saying? Because it's serious. You see, and this is a international sex trade going on. You see what I'm saying? But they acting like they don't see this. You see what I'm saying? Like it's a global sex trade going on where people coming up missing. You see what I'm saying? Ending up, you know what I'm saying? Maybe in another country or something. But they actually now going to different countries here in Africa where all them big booty girls at. You see what I'm saying? And they going over there and, dealing with the public. Now you know it's economics. You see what I'm saying? It's economics. You see what I'm saying? Because anytime they know when they go to those areas, but they, that they need money, but they actually selling out to the MUZUNGU, let me let y'all hear this right quick so y'all don't think I'm capping. You see what I'm saying? Let me make sure. Yeah, so y'all don't think I'm capping. Look at this right now. Like I said, we're going to do about, I know 4 good videos of these type of videos right quick. I'm going to have to jump on that right quick. Then we'll jump back on the other stuff real quick. And then I got that live for y'all coming. So look at this and I'll be right back. Drop out. B King.
We've been on a harrowing journey. From nightclubs where European men pick up 12-year-old Kenyan girls, to this orphanage where children as young as 6 have found sanctuary after sexual abuse by foreign tourists. journey into a world of cruelty and desperation, a world we could scarcely have imagined.
They sort of feel that they can do anything they like when they come to Kenya and get away with it.
Mombasa after midnight, and the city's clubs are filling with white male European tourists ogling and fondling teenage girls. The teenagers wear high heels or pay a bribe at the door to get in. The ultimate prize is a MUZUNGU, or white man, who will pay for sex 5 times what a Kenyan labourer can earn in a day. But the price these girls are paying is a stolen childhood. Anastasia says she's 13 now and has been prostituting herself since she slept with a British tourist at the age of 10, a crime which back in Britain would be classed as rape. Her parents couldn't even afford school shoes, so she set out for a better life amid the bright lights of Mombasa. That life is sharing a flat with a fellow prostitute, Layla, who is 14. And both girls say the number of children involved is growing.
When I started at the age of 12, I could go into a nightclub. Maybe I can get 10 to 20 girls. At least you can count and know that is a prostitute. But now there are many all over the place. Sometimes I do get stressed. I ask myself, or I ask God, what have I done wrong? I'm still a child and I'm doing this.
3 years ago, a study by the UN Children's Agency, UNICEF, warned that there were thousands of girls like Layla, but that was before Kenya was plunged into political violence and economic crisis and a drought which has left 10 million Kenyans without enough food to eat. The author of the UNICEF study now reckons her findings are an underestimate.
The study pretty strongly demonstrated that it was approximately 30% of the population of children between the ages of 12 to 18 who were engaged in some form of sex work.
It's an astonishingly high figure. How many thousands of people are we talking about?
We're talking about 15 to 20,000 children. The researchers that I worked with when I conducted the study all tell me now that they have a lot of visual evidence of an increasing numbers of younger and younger children.
Just 2 miles from Mombasa's beachfront hotels, and you're a world away. We found local tribesmen dancing in memory of a dead friend. Hardly anyone has a job in this village, and the local elders say they're battling to stop their children from heading to the beach in search of a white man with a wallet full of cash.
When you go to the beach, you will get a European, a foreigner, who will give you money. And then they just flock there.
We had heard that resorts north of Mombasa were the centre of the underage sex trade, so we drove for about an hour to a village near the town of Malindi. And the scale of what we found left us profoundly shocked. Teenagers shelling maize told us it was normal for young children to sleep with African men in the low season to prepare for rich foreigners later. And the village elder was so concerned about his village's children that he sent several families with their 12 and 13-year-old girls and boys to talk to us. So we have a group of children here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of you. Can you tell me how many of you have had sex with foreigners on the beach? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of you. 4 of the 10 of you. Almost half. It was Fatuma's story which affected us the most. She's 13 now, but she says she was driven by hunger to sell herself to 2 European tourists named Andre and Thomas at the age of 11.
The first one, I did it to one person.
1,000 shillings, so that's £10. And the second man?
The second man, that day he did it. I didn't get something. He gave me 500.
He gave you
500.
500, so £5.
It's very sad because my bread is the couple of food.
Your body is the temple of God.
Yes.
With her mother's permission, Fatuma showed me the beach where she sold her body to the two white men. She told me about her routine on Sundays. In the morning she goes to church. In the afternoon, her family's poverty forces her here to look for more foreigners. And her mother claims she's powerless to stop her.
Kuhusu Fatuma anarandaranda kwa sababu ya hali yake mapenzi, sina chakula, sina nyumbani. Huyu ni mtoto wa shule mwenye kwamba amefukuzwa ndo anazunguka.
What makes what I've just heard even more shocking is that it isn't even a secret. It's widely accepted in this village that children are sold to foreign tourists for sex. And what's happening here is happening up and down the Kenyan coast, with thousands of children, possibly tens of thousands of children, involved. There are pockets of resistance, like this girls' football team set up by a Kenyan charity. Its motto, "My God is my strength, not my white man." But the school teacher in charge admits that 16 of the 35 girls she trained last year are now back on the beaches, selling themselves.
They take the child of Kenya just because we are poor. They misuse the child. Personally, it hurts me. I feel pain. Any foreigner found sleeping with a Kenyan child should be taken back to his country and never be given allowance to come to our country again.
All along the coast, we'd heard that children abused by tourists are now younger than ever. But we wanted evidence. So we went to Mombasa's only public clinic, specializing in sexual violence, where cameras have never been allowed to witness the terrible suffering within. The sound you can hear is of a 6-year-old boy crying out after being raped by a neighbor. Stark proof that child sex abuse is not just a tourist problem. Crimes against children are committed by Kenyans as well. And this clinic is unique in confronting a scandal many would rather ignore. This is the clinic's admissions book, and it reads like an astonishing chronicle of cruelty. Over 1,000 children treated here in the last 2 years. And the academic analysing the daily roll call says their ages are falling, with more and more sold for sex.
So the ages we have here are 9, 10, 8, 15, 10, 6 years old here. That is typical of our clinic. We have 78% under 50 and
What, all raped or sodomized?
Hey, yo, I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. I can't. Hold on. I gotta take a break, bro. It's driving my brain crazy. Listen, man. Now, normally, cause this messed me up. You see what I'm saying? I seen y'all say, hold up. What's going on? Because when you get somebody, you know, in a situation, that's why we be talking about the Jesus. Cause you see what they said, that, you know, they, you know, selling themselves to the white man, for money or whatnot. And if you see, she said that God is my body. My body is God. You see what I'm saying? And I can't sell my body. You feel what I'm saying? So, cause if you believe that a white man is God, and brothers and sisters in America, I don't want to hear nothing. You believe the same thing. Facts. Facts. You just selling out in a different way though. See what I'm saying? But I look at this through the scope of a brother of the craft, and I'm looking, and I'm like, hold on, bro. Like, they doing the same thing that they doing in the Americas, bro. Period. 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 And then you catch somebody that ain't got no money, it's much, much easier. I'ma let it go on if I could take her, because this is very sad. See what this is very sad. And that's what I'm saying. That's why we need to be on the continent right there. That's why we need to be on the continent. It's not about just, you know, whatever you think it is. You see what I'm saying? Because whatever you trying to do in the Americas, that ain't gonna work. You see what I'm saying? And African brothers, And sisters, why is y'all letting this go on? You see what I'm saying? And I'm all way over here, and I'm having to show it. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you think for 1 minute, you know, again, the people that moved to Africa, they can met new people, and they look at Africa from thousands of years ago. It ain't just, you know, the tribes that exist today. They look at it from a Nile Valley standpoint. And how's y'all selling out to all these people, man? And we ain't never get to really develop as a people. You see what I'm saying? How? Because they talk about the world is becoming mixed, and I'm gonna touch on all of that because this got the same thing to do with it. You can't mix without having sex. You see what I'm saying? And the world is mixing with all these different, and that's what I was in here studying, the genetics or whatnot. And this go right along with it. You see what I'm saying? And they saying that you know, by 2032, that the Europeans in America gonna be totally mixed. The way you ain't even gonna be European no more. You see what I'm saying? But they saying that everybody on a global scale is going into a where you mixing. You see what I'm saying? Where you mixing, and black people, how you gonna do that? And we never got our full development. We never got our full development. You see what I'm saying? But for economics and for that chick, you would do anything. You see what I'm saying? Even sell your body, which is selling your soul. You see what I'm saying at the end of the day? But they talking about children. You see what I'm saying? Out there. So you know what the grown folks is doing. You see what I'm saying? Think about the little 20-year-olds or whatnot. They're trying to go to college or something like that. You see what I'm saying? And I told y'all in Africa, they say when they see a white man, they ain't got to go to church because they already done seen God, bro. Think about that. So why wouldn't you want to sleep with God? Think about that. They having to form, you know, uh, 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 groups or whatnot, and different organizations or whatnot to keep the girls and the little boys from going out there, you know, and sleeping with these old white women or whatnot. You see what I'm saying? We doing Gambia next. You see what I'm saying? We gonna do. It's gonna be about at least a 4-part series from one of the documentaries that I've been watching. Like it just caught me off guard, and I'm saying this kind of go with what we do yesterday, how it's made, uh the European race or whatever it was. You see what I'm saying? And I was breaking down the genetics. But when I was looking at the genetics, they were saying that the world is coming to the point where it's just mixing. Everybody is gonna be just mixed. You see what I'm saying? So the racial barriers that they got will fall. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the census or whatnot, and they got those racial categories up there. If everybody mixed, then how would everybody be arguing? But what I'm saying, I don't got no problem with that. But how is black people gonna mix with everybody? These people, everybody done had they just do, and you know, won they championship as far as them as a people. They got to their highest level. Yeah, black people got to their highest level, but in the ancient world though. You see what I'm saying? And ain't nobody on this earth ever got to that point. But as a modern human, we never got to that point. So how's we, you know, mixing with everybody else when we ain't even never got our point, you know, to that point in the modern world. You see what I'm saying? So all of this go with the genetics and you know, DNA. You see what I'm saying? Cause you mixing. You see what I'm saying? You can't mix without having sex. So you look at, you know, they doing it in Kenya too, trying to Blakey-O-Mento and whiten the population. You see what I'm saying? And whiten the population. Now the video I done yesterday, you know, is building you up, which this one is too, is building you up for the white African. You guys to gonna have to be in there for that video. You see what I'm saying? And this right here all is pertaining to it. Cause at the end of the day, it's coming down, you know, to genetics and what interbreeding. You see what I'm saying? Intermixtures or whatnot of different races on the planet. You see what I'm saying? And you know, when I was talking about black people, you know, that's not. I'm saying science. We, you know, we never ever got to be at a point where we can be peaceful, at peace, where we can try to build as a black people. When we did that, they destroyed it. But it's our turn. And then I was looking too, and I was looking at the genetics. It was saying like that all the human races is gonna mix and stuff, right? But you know, in about 60 years, and they already doing it. You know what I'm saying? They'll be able to live on other planets where they'll be able to supply oxygen. You see what I'm saying? On planets like Pluto that, might can't support life now, but they can, put oxygen and artificial water there to support those planets where it can support the human life on Earth. And they gonna fly up there. You see what I'm saying? This is what they trying to do. And all I was saying, well, y'all go ahead, go on up there and get it right or whatever, because the Earth belongs to us. We the first peoples of this planet. You see what I'm saying? We the first peoples of this planet. When it comes concerning black people. But I'm gonna let this roll again. You see what I'm saying? Cause I ain't gonna let these videos be no more than 30 minutes. But what we doing is, if I don't expose this, you see what I'm saying, and show you this, you see what I'm saying, it'll just keep going on and on and on. Now I don't want the young brothers and sisters in Africa, I like Kenya, you see what I'm saying, in Kenya, you see what I'm saying, to be out there having to sell their bodies for money or whatnot. You see what I'm saying? And this is not negative. This is positive. This is me showing you, um, you know, uh, things that need to be stopped in Africa. And the brothers and sisters on the ground, what are you doing? If you know this going on, don't try to hide it when the brothers and sisters coming over to Africa from the diaspora. You see what I'm saying? And then they seeing it and show it to you. And then you get mad because we showing it. Come on now. Come on, that's crazy. So you want it to keep going then. Oh, everybody will sell out for a check. But in this situation, you got young children. We can't do that. We definitely can't do that. You hard-headed grown people can do what you want to do. But listen to this right here. It's probably about another 4 or 5 minutes, and I'll be right back.
Violations against these children.
How many of these horrific child abuse cases have been carried out, perpetrated by tourists from abroad?
The national estimate, based on a report by UNICEF, is that 40%, approximately 40 to 50%, it's a hard number to calculate, are committed by tourists from abroad.
On busy days, an abused child can wait 8 hours to see a doctor. This clinic is the first of its kind in Kenya, and the doctors wonder how many abuse cases never get reported at all.
We don't know what the situation is exactly outside, but we are sure that what we are seeing is just the tip of the iceberg.
Do you get a sense that any of these cases you deal with of child abuse end up in court?
Based on our judicial system and the various loopholes we're currently having with evidence collection, we don't have even evidence collection kits. So I'd say it's very rare for a perpetrator to be jailed. Very, very rare.
In June, Kenyans near this beach took the law into their own hands, hacking down beach huts after a European tourist was accused of molesting 9-year-olds inside. A local campaigner told me that even if the tourist was caught, he could bribe the police to drop the case. Ours was a journey of painful contrasts, the tropical beauty of the holiday resorts jarring with the desperation of the children nearby. And as we continued our investigation, those contrasts became ever more disturbing. We found Henry, a 7-year-old, molested by a white man in exchange for pocket money, new clothes, and a bag of flour. His father wants the police to bring charges, but the police have told the parents that the tourist has fled to Europe and may never return. And in a mother's proud face, we saw a family struggling to keep its dignity.
Ikiwa mimi kama wakati nilikuwa na pesa
nikiwa tight, lakini kwa sababu sina kitu naweza kuchukua hivi. Yes, mwana mpaka aende arudi.
The authorities know there's a problem. Look at the billboards. They hope a new tourist police force will be patrolling the beaches by the end of this year. But this is a country which fears that any attack on its reputation and innocent tourists, the vast majority, could be driven away.
We are going to take strict action on defaulters or criminals who are taking advantage of young children. As a parent, as well as a country, we cannot afford abuse of our children. At the same time, if it is publicized, blown out of proportion, it will destroy the same effort of eradication of poverty by destroying tourism.
But parents and charities say the time has come for the truth to be told. This church orphanage is sheltering a 6-year-old girl who has told her carers about her visits to hotel rooms and being filmed for pornographic videos. The charity worker who rescued her says the abuse probably began at the age of 3.
The doctor said she has some whip-like lashes on her back, and she had a vaginal injury as well, and there's some sodomy as well.
She's just 6 years old.
And she's just 6 years old.
And as far as we know, do we know who carried this out? Who committed this crime?
She says it was, MUZUNGUs.
White men.
White men, yeah. Laws are going to get strict.
So, listen here, man. As a black man in America, could these goofies that say, oh, man, ain't going to Africa, the Chinese over there, the Indians and shit over there. So you would let them go over to Africa, the MUZUNGU, the white people, and all these different people, go over to Africa and, ravage the country. You will say, just because they over there, I ain't going. How? That's a weak mentality. That's a weak mentality. Period. And see, this why I gotta show y'all this one, man. You see what I'm saying? Because I can't just be, talk about all the stuff that go on in America, when it concerns black people and, in America, whatnot, without showing, the little, because I also show all the good stuff too. But this right here, we got to show that can't go on. How is they going? And then they say if they even get caught doing it, they can pay off, the police or whoever, the military or whoever, and be able to just walk around freely and keep doing it. If you don't punish them for doing it, they just gonna keep doing it. Try to go to Europe and do something like, or go to, you definitely ain't gonna do that in no America. You definitely ain't gonna do that. You definitely, I don't care what color you is, you definitely, that ain't, now if you white, you might, you might can do whatever you want to do, but, if you anybody else, you definitely ain't doing no shit like that in the countries they come from, but they can come to your land and do that, Massa. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? You can't let them be coming over there. That ain't gonna get it. That ain't gonna get it. And so we dealing with the porn industry going on in Kenya. You see what I'm saying? They doing it without interpretuity. They can just go whatever, do whatever. You see what I'm saying? Do whatever. So this is why they be adopting them babies. Now Ethiopia put in there where can't none of them foreigners coming there and adopt none of them babies. You see what I'm saying? And Rwanda. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to Paul Kagame. You see what I'm saying? And they got that there. You see, so you look at the situation when they come, to Gambia. It's the same thing, and that's what we gonna do next. We're gonna do them two tonight, and then I'm gonna do the next two tomorrow. I got to go on here and deal with the babies, which they supposed to be in the bed. And so I'ma see y'all in a minute, family. But that's Kenya right there. Now you see, they out there, got that, MUZUNGU is the savior. And then they'll come over there and give out a whole lot of little Barbie dolls, European. You see what I'm saying? Brainwashing. It's, the mixing. You see what I'm saying? The genetics or whatnot. The swirly swirl. All right. So I'll be back in a minute. That's Porn Industry Exposed Kenya. We're going to do Gambia next. Drop out. Be king. Get free or die. Heavy is the head to wear the crown.